At this point on the stop, you'll find a copy of a modified version of the SETT framework compiled by another AT professional, Kelly Fonner. Fonner's document includes additional guidance when considering, selecting, and implementing AT for students. It is 11 pages, but you can use or not use the provided checklists, matrices, or templates at your team's discretion. And it's not recommended or even feasible to complete all 11 pages in one sitting. Remember that this is a process. Page 1 is an introduction. What is it and where did this come from? Page 2 is an example of a completed SETT form. Page 3 includes the typical setup of a SETT form, 4 columns with S, E, T, and T, and space to write down what we know. But with this version, each column is then divided in half to give us space to write down what we don't know. Page 4 takes the participation model from Buchelman and Miranda, and while this is typically used in the context of AAC, or Augmentative and Alternative Communication, and implementation of these communication devices, it fits nicely with general AT. Each row, which you label with a content area, examines the participation levels of the student in education or academics, physical integration, social participation, and independence with technology. The next page, page 5, examines the opportunity and access barriers for successful technology integration. Are there things like policies, practices, knowledge, skills, or attitudes that could potentially be barriers? And what could also get in the way for the student being successful, environmentally or operationally? Page 6 starts to look into feature matching. What function do we need the tool to have in order for the student to be successful? For example, help with reading comprehension, text-to-speech, loud voice volume, natural sounding male voice if it's a male student. Write these along the top. And then along the side, you list the potential tools and check off throughout the grid if they match. Tool A has text-to-speech, but the voice volume isn't loud enough for this noisy class. Tool B assists with reading comprehension, has text-to-speech and a loud voice volume, but still operates with a Siri-sounding female robotic voice. Page 7 then looks into availability and training needs. So from the previous page, you gather the list of tools you want to trial, then check if it's systematically available, so all students have access to it, programmatically available, so available through special ed or through the IT department. It's something that's already available in the district or school, but not everybody has access to it. Or if it's additionally required by the student, meaning it's not currently in the school or district and the team has to acquire it from elsewhere. Then consider the training needs. Who would need to be trained in it? Staff, parents, the student? And who provides that training, and when will it be provided? Page 8 is a template for a trial period plan. There's no set time for a trial. This changes student to student and even tool to tool. It should be longer than 2 days, but it's up to the team to determine how long the trial lasts. This template specifically lists where the tool will be trialed, for how long, and what indicates if it's effective. This keeps the team accountable to the set timeline and gathers input as far as it's working or not. The next page, page 9, provides a simple data collection template that can be used and adapted for your students' needs. What are you rating? How many times was it tried? And did it work? You'll also need to establish what the 1 to 5 scale represents. Page 10 is a roles and responsibilities matrix. Hey, guess what? You alone can't do everything. You're part of a team. This matrix creates a visual of who is doing what task, who is responsible for obtaining the tool, for teaching the student, for training the parapro on the tool, for training on the data sheet. It's a friendly reminder that one person does not make up this team. It includes common team members along the top, and note that the student and parent are the first two. Use them. Also, have a backup. You never know what's going to happen. So for training on the tool, if the AT specialist isn't available, can the SLP do it? Or who is going to be the backup to train? Can the OT do it? Can the administrator do it? Have a backup. The last page, page 11, is a planning sheet that can be shared with the team and the students' teachers. When you're doing certain activities or in a certain sized group, Here are the accommodations or adaptations, and here is the technology tool that the student needs to use. Ideally, the student would be aware and able to share this document. So take a few minutes, either alone or as a team, and reflect on this modified SETT process. Again, it's 11 pages. It initially appears overwhelming, but through a series of conversations, this information tends to be shared already. This framework enables documentation of these conversations so that the information doesn't get lost or forgotten. How could your team use or adapt this resource?